Welcome to Frywall Fridays. Today we're making lamb chops. Lamb chops are among the most expensive cuts of meat out there, but for good reason. They're amazingly flavorful and tender, and they're kind of perfect for a special occasion. Because they're so good, we don't want to weigh them down with too many extra ingredients. Just a few herbs, a little bit of garlic, and a quick marinade is going to do them a perfect justice. Let's get started. I'm going to cook up 4 of the lamb rib chops today. You can see that there's not a ton of meat on these, so about 2 per person is going to be perfect. We have the cut at about 3/4 of an inch to an inch thick, so it cooks relatively quickly. And you can see there's a bright pink freshness to the meat. We also have some fresh rosemary, some fresh thyme, a bit of garlic. We're going to use a pinch of cayenne pepper, olive oil, and then we'll also have a mortar and pestle to mush everything up. I'm going to start by peeling and roughly chopping the garlic. Next, I'm going to strip the leaves from several of the strands of rosemary. And I'll give that a quick chop as well. And finally, we will take the leaves off of the thyme, and we'll probably use about 3 or 4 pieces. The thyme leaves tend to be pretty small. I'm now going to add just a pinch of salt, and the salt will also help to break down some of the cells of the lining of the leaves and release a lot of the essential oils. So if you don't have a mortar and pestle, that's okay. You can also do this in a food processor, but mortar and pestle is ideal. And you know you're getting somewhere where you can smell this amazing herbal odor that emerges from your little bowl here. Now we're just going to add a tiny pinch of cayenne pepper, and then add a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. This is our marinade. Give that a good mix. And this is ready to go on top of our chops. You can let this marinate in one of 2 ways. Today, I'm going to let it rest for about an hour at room temperature. You can also cover it in plastic wrap and let it sit in the refrigerator as much as overnight, and then take it out and let it rest for about 20 or 30 minutes at room temperature before cooking. I have my temperature on high and about a tablespoon of high temperature oil in the pan. I'm going to let the oil get almost smoking hot, and then I'm going to add my chops. Once the chops are in the pan, reduce the heat to medium high, and these are going to go for about 3 or 4 minutes per side. You know it's time to flip them when they have a nice, beautiful sear, and what we're aiming for ultimately is medium rare doneness. These are ready to flip, and we'll give them another 3 or 4 minutes on the other side. These are ready to come out. The chops need to rest for a couple of minutes, so while that's happening, I'm going to quickly dress some greens here. They're going to be an accompaniment, and I'll do that by first putting on a little bit of olive oil, just a tad, a squeeze of lemon juice, that extra, and a little bit of salt. And give that a nice toss. I have some oven roasted potatoes I made here earlier. I'm going to put some of the arugula greens here on the plate, and then just lay a couple of the chops right on top, like that. We take a little bit of the thyme to finish it off. Just sprinkle some fresh thyme on top for color and some freshness and flavor, and just also a pinch of salt on the chops. And there you have it. One of the finest fancy meals you'll ever have, and a snap to make. Enjoy.